Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Stop.Sit.Surrogate Friday Facts Edition with Kennedy and Ellen.
Hey, everyone.
Today, we are talking about how has surrogacy changed you, impacted you, your views, your feelings, your life, all of the above. We have two repeat guests with us, but we love talking to them. So, Rachel, do you want to introduce yourself first?
Hi, I'm Rachel, second time surrogate and mother to two. Been married for almost 9 years in May.
My
Nice.
gosh,
Happy
congrats.
anniversary.
Thank you.
Wow.
So that's gonna be fun. And my last shot is actually on our anniversary, so that's gonna be
Yeah.
fun.
Wow.
Oh my
that's
gosh.
cool.
Love that. And Caitlin, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi, I'm Caitlin. First time surrogate, completed my journey back in October and recently matched for my second journey. Very excited. Hopefully I get to do med screening next month or shortly thereafter. Otherwise, things are going really good. I also have been married for 9 years as of June. So I thought that was really exciting.
Oh
my gosh.
And then I have one kiddo, just a 4-year-old son, and I work full time and love being a surrogate.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Well, I'm excited. This is going to be fun. I love how you guys already have parallels. Okay, well, gosh, well, I guess how has surrogacy changed all of us? Should we start with do we want to start like emotionally how it's changed us or like our point of view?
Let's do emotionally.
Emotionally. Okay. Well, Rachel, how has it changed you? How would you say it's changed you emotionally?
I have a profound respect and admiration for people that have to actually go through IVF and infertility. And also, it's like really opened my eyes to the struggles and what people have to go through. And it also is like really heartbreaking at the same time because it's like, I've only been doing this for like at least the shots, I've only done like 46 shots, you know what I'm saying? So when people have to go through like IVF and do the egg retrievals and all that stuff and multiple times, it like really breaks my heart. And it's like, I really want to help everybody, So it's just like, and I've had friends come to me after I came out, like I'm a surrogate. They were like, reached out to me like, oh, I've been struggling. And it's just like, it just like hurts, you know what I mean? Because I have my two, and it's just like, it was just so natural, and then it's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely, I think what's that saying? Like when it's not a saying. This is not the saying, but you'll understand my analogy here. Like, like the analogy, like when you go and you buy like the top and then you see that top everywhere, it just becomes more prominent in your life. And I don't know if it's because you've seen the top or because the top is a part of your life, like either or. But
It's just like with a car.
With a car. Right.
Yes,
When you drive a certain car.
and then you see it everywhere. And now like surrogacy or in fertility just you see it everywhere. And maybe that's because we're in social media world, but
and
you
then
do
the stigma against having to deal with IVF or fertility treatment, not just surrogates, but people in families who are dealing with it. It's almost like you made an analogy the other day, Kennedy, about mental health. It's almost like that. It's people are feeling more comfortable about it. People are, they're going to open up, they're going to share because they're realizing that their journeys are super hard and they need the support.
It's evolving. The whole, everything is evolving. It's not taboo anymore. It's not hush hush. It's just like mental health, 10 years ago, it's come a long way.
Yep.
It's evolved.
Yes.
Thank goodness. It's about time. Yeah.
Yes, it is. Because with the more stories that are shared, and even though they might be different, somebody can always connect. Like it's just like how we interview surrogates and intended parents and everybody's story, you can connect with little things. And I think that that's what brings everybody kind of like together and kind of like their own army. But it is sad to hear when I think I would agree with you, Rachel. My emotional stance on infertility has definitely changed. I mean, I started I got pregnant at 20. And so like, I was like, and my mom was fertile myrtle. So like,
Yeah.
it just was never, I didn't know anybody growing up to my knowledge that had infertility problems. And when my mom was a surrogate, she only did it for, same-sex males. So I, again, still didn't know. And then I did it for same-sex males, but then as I got into the community and started to understand a little bit more, I now know a couple friends that have gone through infertility, and my point of view looks very different from 22-year-old me to 29-year-old me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, I know. I don't know if we're allowed to ask you questions, but I'm gonna ask you a question anyway.
Yeah.
So how did it feel like you watching your mom do it, and then like
Yeah.
what did you learn in that time frame from 22 to 29? Like,
Oh, sure. Like from when I did it from 22 to 29.
yeah, or like when and also like what did you learn from like you doing it and then like your mom doing it, like
Yeah.
because you were younger when your mom was doing it, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember a lot about her first pregnancy. I remember the couple, and that's because there was one incident that just like scared me. Like
The pool.
it was not a bad incident. It like we were all at the pool. My mom says that everybody was there, but I don't remember. I just remember hanging out with the couple. It was two gay dads, and I was hanging out with them, and he went underwater and he came up and his hair was all slicked back and he looked really different, and it really traumatized me for some reason. I was like
He was
5.
Yeah.
I
So
was 5. So I
Okay.
was like, so that's the only part of that pregnancy that I remember. But I always say like her second pregnancy when I was 8, when she carried the triplets, that changed my whole perspective on everything about what she was doing. Cause I just thought it was so fun to go tell people like, not our baby. Like I was definitely like that kid who was like, I'm going to be
Sure.
controversial and
That's
you
gonna be
are
my
going to
son,
be like,
for sure.
what?
Yeah.
So when I was younger, when I was 8, it definitely impacted me, but not in any way that I realized at the time because I was 8. And so as I got older, and then she did it again, when I was like 10, I think 10 or 11. She did it right before I went into junior high.
2006, yeah.
Yeah. And and that was a really bad scenario. That was like not a happy journey. I remember that. So I got to see a really happy journey and the way that things should turn out. And then I got to see a really stressful environment for us all because of what she was going through. And obviously, like, if your parents or anybody in your house is stressed or going through something that's really, I guess, awful in a sense, emotionally, then it impacts the whole house. And it's not like, oh, our lives were like negatively impacted. No, it's just like it definitely brought a different perspective to, oh, hey, not everything is sunshine and rainbows. Like this is kind of sad. Like, and I didn't understand all that until I got older, but I obviously saw it and it emotionally affected me in a positive way because 22, I was like, well, now I can do it. And now I can show my son, how amazing this is. And so because of how I saw my mom, I saw her as like a superhero when I was about 8. And, and so now my son and a bunch of people who have come on, we're all superheroes. And so you can now purchase our book. We have written a children's book, and it is My Mom Has Superpowers.
I haven't opened it yet.
Do you want to open it?
The unboxing.
Yes.
Dad wants to film it, but he's not here.
Okay, fine. We won't open it on here.
Why?
But yeah, so that's a really long answer as to how I felt as a child, but it's developed into who I am as a person today. And I don't think that if my mom wasn't a surrogate when I was a kid, I wouldn't be who I am today because I don't see color. I don't see I don't see how you identify yourself. I don't judge you for who you love. Like all of that stems from my mom being a surrogate. Like, and so it blows my mind when people are like, because I'm in a relationship with a Black man. And so like, I just never saw color. And, I have friends that are in the LGBTQ community, and I just never saw them differently. And that's all because of who my mom chose to help. And she deliberately chose these people to help. And so it's, yeah, I should stop talking now because I'm
Good job, Mom. You did it.
No, yeah, seriously, because who else? I mean, it's 22 years ago. So who better to help or than the people who don't have uteruses? That was my mindset going in. If I'm going to do this, I'm
Yeah.
going to do it for the people that are having the hardest time. Not even thinking it was males and females going through their own infertility journeys because, or a heterosexual couple, because that wasn't really talked about. It really wasn't talked about. It was,
And that's what I was gonna ask you. I was like, since back in the day, like because like
it was
I know some people don't talk about it now. So back
Yeah.
then,
right.
it was probably
Mhm.
like really hush hush, like
It was.
FBI status, like
Yes.
you
And
know.
the families I helped, because I specifically looked for homosexual men. I that's what I wanted to work with, that couple or that individuals. They didn't even talk about it to their employers, to their
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
friends and family. Like it was hush hush until we had viable pregnancies where if the babies were born early, they would be able to go to the NICU. So it was quiet. I wasn't allowed to, not I wasn't allowed, my family could know. And I kept a close circle, but I remember the couple you're talking about, Kennedy, he didn't tell his work people until literally 3 weeks before these babies were born. He's like,
The
oh, by the way,
triplets?
yeah,
People are like that though. Like, I mean, I have a friend
Yeah.
who she doesn't tell anybody that she's having a baby until like the week of,
wow.
and
wow.
she's had 3 of them all the same way. It's delightful.
Wow.
Some people are just like that. But yeah,
That's
things have,
interesting.
I mean, even in the last decade, things have come a long way. I
Yeah.
remember, I feel like I've watched so many things evolve from when I was
Mhm.
in my teens to now, because now I'm 28 and I'm watching everything and I'm like, I vividly remember this not being a thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Agreed.
Or like
Agreed.
not being prominent or not being talked about. And
Mhm.
Or it was like
Yeah.
a joke on a sitcom, or there's like one off, or you knew a friend that of a friend
yes.
or something.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
it's so crazy. Like the sitcoms, right? Because like I I watch all these sitcoms and so it shows up in Gilmore Girls, but it's completely false. It shows up in Friends and it's
Mhm.
completely false. It shows up in
Shows up in sitcoms.
it
It's
shows
totally
up in
false.
everything. And I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
so wrong. Get it right in just
Too
one
close.
thing. But yeah.
Mhm.
Caitlin, how has
Okay.
surrogacy
Yeah.
emotionally affected you?
It's definitely changed me completely. It's been really good for me, like my health wise, because I've gotten off hormone, like, oh, other than the stuff for surrogacy, but
Yeah.
I've taken care of myself better. I've taken care of my mind better, my body, my spirit better. It's helped me evolve as a person, and then just knowing that, because I have a really good, I carried for a single mom, and just getting
Interesting.
to see her family just come together around this beautiful baby.
Oh.
It just changes my life completely. It makes me feel good. I like telling people that I've done surrogacy because you kind of get that shock factor. It's fun.
Yeah.
You do.
And then everybody always has a lot of questions, but it's helped me evolve to the next level of my life, and I look to just continue doing it. And my son is almost 4.5 now. He had just turned 3, I think, when I started, and he's starting to slowly understand and get it and make sense of it. And I mean, that it doesn't say that it doesn't come without hard times. Last summer I was pregnant the whole summer and I couldn't do any of the activities that we wanted to. We have a special pass to a local theme park, and I couldn't do anything with him. And so my 3-year-old is asking like, "Mommy, come do this. Mommy, come do that." And it was really sad. So there wasn't without difficult, trying times, but I also think it made me and my husband grow closer too, because he was able to step up even more as a partner and as a father and just a good person all around. So a lot of good things came out of it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, you got this summer though.
I
Make
know.
it for
Yeah.
the summer's coming.
Yeah.
But speaking on the husband side of things, I also feel like it was an eye opener to my husband to realize, wow, how far science has come
Mhm.
and what science can do. Because he was just like, he was blown away. Like the
We gotta
first
get
transfer
him
that we
on,
had with the
Rachel.
twins.
We gotta get him on.
I
Get him
know,
to
he
come
was
talk
blown
about it.
away. Like he was really just like, so that's how they do it? Like that's it? Like you're pregnant now? And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much how it works, you know? So, and I think he actually really enjoys it, even though he's saying he don't really like it. But I think he really does. I think like, cause you know how some men, they don't like to show their feelings and
Yeah.
stuff. But I feel like he's like, we're helping somebody. And, but I also think he sees the joy that I have in doing it. And so he's
Mhm.
like, well, we're a team and I'm gonna have, have my wife's back 100%. So
That's so sweet.
I love
yeah.
that.
I love that.
That's amazing. And your kids, everybody's kids seem, I'm not going to speak for you because I always hate doing that, but what I'm trying to say is like, there's the whole, your kids are affected as a surrogate, blah, 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 blah. But we know that that's not true, not negatively anyways. I mean, there are certain situations I'm sure that could seep over that could, make the house, like I said, more stress, more this, more that. But I've never heard a story where our children are negatively impacted and it scarred them for life. Like, I don't think that's what that is. But
But at
Having
the
a
same
sibling
time,
would
it's like,
scar somebody else more. Having to
yeah,
learn to share and share attention. I think that would scar
yeah.
somebody.
But I'm just like, also at the same time, like, so you're just saying that I would put my children through something. Like, I'm a mama bear and I will go in for my kids. So the fact that, like, I wouldn't do something if I knew it was gonna like negatively affect them. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of like, and I mean, again, I said this to my friend earlier. We do not give our kids enough credit. You know what I mean? Like,
no, we
we do
don't.
not. They are smarter than we realize. You know
They're
what I mean?
smarter than a lot of
And they're
adults.
stronger than we realize
They have a
too.
lot less fluff.
Yeah.
Like they're straight to the point. They get it.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
hmm
They very
And all
much
my
do.
children are like adults, are 29, 33, 37. So they're now having kids or have had children. And one of mine did have infertility issues. And I think I've never asked her about it, but I think seeing like it wasn't a stop, it wasn't a hard stop, that they could get help. They could find their way to grow their family, right?
Yeah.
Like she knew, like it wasn't just this hard stop. And I think all three of you are, I don't want to, yeah, I'm going to say it, more well-rounded people, because I did surrogacy when they were young. And one of mine was in high school when I did the last one. Like I clearly remember that. Yeah, I clearly remember that. So he had friends, and you know how like teenagers don't want to be like, oh God, your mom's pregnant. Wow. He would just come right out and say, oh yeah, sorry, we're helping somebody. It's not ours, and just kind of go on about his life. So I think doing that has allowed them to carry that over in other situations where it's like, yeah, I'm going to do me and you do you. Like, don't. So however little of a part that helped in there, not knowing that going in, that's not what I was like. I just wanted to help somebody, but the benefits that we reaped with my children was a lot. And now look at her, like
I feel like it kind of, you doing surrogacy kind of like opened the door for your daughter as well, because I feel like if you don't, like if you're trying to conceive, you don't really think about IVF or, things of that nature, because you don't really, it's not really talked about, So I feel like, and then it's like for women, it's like they get to that point where it's like too late. And then, it's like not even really IVF can really help. So I feel like you doing surrogacy was kind of like a doorway to be like, oh, there's other options and other ways to get pregnant or, to grow your family.
Yeah, agreed.
Exactly.
Agreed. And they all loved that middle couple. They had a blast, and that they still keep in touch even without me. He emails
That's
people
nice.
and comments on people's Facebook, and they talk. So it's not every day, but they do keep in contact.
They've sent our children things.
Yes, they've sent when the babies are born. Yep, when the new kids, my grandkids.
They've sent our children things. My couples did. And I'm not looking for that, but it's just, it's just funny. It's like, oh, this couple that I knew when I was 8. that my
Come.
They
mom,
pretty much like watched you grow up.
yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They watched all of them. Yep.
Mhm.
Get their
Mhm.
careers going. Yeah, it's crazy.
Because
Yeah.
you build a family. That's what it is. Okay, let me take it back.
Yeah.
No, but
Not
that's
everybody-
perfect though. You do.
Not everybody, yeah, but not everybody likes that type
Correct.
of relationship.
Right.
But as for me, I like to have that because
Oh yeah.
I'm a people person and I'm like
Yeah.
family, bring it in,
Yeah.
you know,
They're
type
like
of
an
thing.
extension of
So,
your family.
Yeah.
Yes.
So sweet.
And really at the end
Yeah.
of the day, that's what's left is family, extended family, friends. That's really what it's about. We're going through
It
this
just
life.
keeps growing.
Yeah.
Even though
Mhm.
like that's not the baby that comes home with you, your family still grew.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Absolutely.
exactly.
Like
Absolutely.
I always say, I got attached to the IPs, not so much the baby.
Right.
You
Yes.
know, so it's like,
Absolutely.
Because we're talking to the IPs constantly.
yeah.
Like
Mhm.
we're
And
not,
making a relationship.
I
yeah.
don't know this life growing inside of me. All I know is that it wants a cheeseburger or, you know, this or that. Like I don't know anything else about you. I know your parents and I love your parents. Like that's what that
Yeah.
is.
It's like nothing against you, little one, but
Yeah, no. I'm here to bring you Earthside to them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm a vessel to your home.
Yes.
Carry on.
And I will admit it's a little sad when the journey's over and now you're like fourth trimester and they're taking care of a brand new baby. And in my instance, the one was taking care of 3. So they didn't have time to communicate as much as they did prior to, but yet I craved it. I was like, oh no, wait a minute. Where's our weekly talk? Where's our week? Oh, wait a second. And that was very hard to overcome. That very hard.
Mhm.
For me, I really remember struggling with that. And there really wasn't the groups that are out there now that like you guys can reach out to and have all these communities. Mm-mm.
Oh,
What-
yeah.
they would suggest you go talk to the psychologist that you had your psych eval with. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not happening. But thanks.
This
Mhm.
community is what changed me. The
Yeah.
connections that I created with
Yes.
people, like new or it blows my mind every day. There's somebody new that I can talk to, somebody new I can relate with, somebody new I can cheer on, and it
Yeah.
feels good.
Yeah.
It does.
It feels
And
good to go through those highs and the lows with everybody.
yeah, like this community, not that I'm a part of a lot of communities, but like this community is definitely a very different one than from other communities that I know of. Like everybody is very accepting. If you're in the
Mhm.
right part of the community,
Right.
everybody is very accepting.
Yeah.
You know, everybody is definitely here to listen, to help, to lend an ear, to lend a hug, anything that there is. And like it's just so genuine. It's a genuine community,
Yeah.
which I don't think a lot of people come across very often.
Mhm.
And this community, I don't think I would have been able to get through my last journey if I didn't have my family and this community, because that's when I met Rachel. That's when I met a couple other girls. And I'm just like, I would have gone crazy. I would have gone absolutely bonkers. And it's, yeah.
Because you have to know it's normalized. What you're feeling is normal. This is a
Mhm.
really special, unique thing that women can do. And those hard things, that's normal. Not normal to be treated that way. That's not what I'm saying, but
The
normal
feelings.
to feeling that way. And then you're hyped up on all the hormones. And where else are you going to go? Who else is going to understand you but that
Right.
community? And someone else
Yeah.
has been through it. You can
Exactly.
get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
Get over that hurdle. Yeah.
I'm so grateful for my community though. Like just
Love it.
building up my like IG and just like being on such a long journey, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like,
Yeah.
and everyone understood, like, I'm still like cheering you on and like, you know, some surrogates pass me up and that's okay, you know, but
Not made for
it's
it.
just like, it's nice to have that, like, you know, them to tell you, no, it's okay to feel that way, you know what I mean? Type of thing.
Right.
And
Yep.
you're not crazy and it's okay. Like, feel the emotions, you know what I mean? So
The
it's
validation.
been,
Validation,
Looking
right?
forward to getting on
Mhm.
social media too, just instead of like seeing all the doom and gloom of
Oh,
what's
the
going on in the
world.
world for the first time. I'm like, wow, I really look forward to doing the 7 days when you're waiting in that period is a year each.
Yeah.
yeah. And it's just
Crazy.
like, and it's like when you're used to something, like just with your journey, like you think you don't
Mhm.
want it to be the same, but you feel like it's going to be the same. You know what I mean?
Did you
Yeah.
have HG with your daughters too? With your pregnancies?
Daughter and son.
Daughter and son. Sorry.
My
with your-
daughter and son, yeah.
You did.
But I didn't have
Okay.
the medication with my daughter and son. I just rode that wave. That was a struggle.
They have HG clinics now.
Do they really?
Wild.
Yeah.
Yes, they have a full on, like, you can go there. It looked like a
Yep.
spa and everything.
IV, everything. Yes, I have a girl that like an acquaintance, I would say, that I have on Facebook, and she had really bad HG, and she was in the clinic almost every day. I was like,
Wow.
excuse me. They got fluids in her, and
Good for
That's
that.
crazy.
That's great. Hey, look at
That is
that.
amazing. Yeah,
Another
look at how it.
business that has popped up because of surrogacy. Like,
Well,
there are so many.
I'm sure it's not just because of surrogacy. I know somebody
This
who's a
is
part of
true,
it, but that
but I've
you
They
know,
never
only
heard of them.
doing it because Princess What's Her Face had it. So now they're like, oh, let's actually look into this and see
Oh,
what
yeah.
it's about.
oh, funny.
We have to wait for someone famous to get in, then all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, did you see? But and that's what's crazy about surrogacy too, is that like it wasn't that talked about, and then like all these celebrities started coming out and talking about it,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, surrogacy, what's that? And then everybody jumps on the bandwagon and is like, oh, it's
But
great, or
I'm like,
oh, I have
why?
opinions. Yeah.
Why does it have to take like someone famous for it to be? Because it always ends up something ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
he
it
has
always gets,
answers for the way this system is built. I don't
yeah, it
know.
always gets twisted or something like that, or you know what I mean? Like it's just like, you know, but I'm not trying to knock anybody for like how they felt about their surrogacy journey or what, but it's just like, why do things have to be get blown up when it's someone famous? Like, why can't it get blown
Right.
up for like the
Normal.
normal people, like the everyday people that
Right.
actually live in it, go through
Right.
it? Like, you know what I mean?
Because there is, we're kind of going off topic, but who cares? But
I
like
know.
there is, but there is that stigma of like, oh, only rich people and famous people can afford surrogacy. No, literally the common day folk are the reason that surrogacy is here. Like, please go look into it. Like a lot more normal people,
Some
normal
jobs even offer like
people.
reimbursements. My AM, she
Wow.
yeah, the job that she was working for, they had like, I can't remember if it was like 20 or 30,000 that she could get reimbursed for. Yeah, it was amazing.
That's amazing.
Some
Yeah.
companies
Wow.
out there will help with adoption, surrogacy, infertility, and they have benefits in their program. Not a lot,
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a lot. It should be a lot
but
though.
some companies will do. I think that's incredible.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Kaiser
it's
has
not-
infertility in theirs. I know that.
Oh.
Yeah. But I never heard of them getting reimbursed for surrogacy. That's very cool. That
Mhm.
means it's really come a long way.
Yeah.
Really come a long way.
Mhm.
Crazy.
Have your guys' political views on reproduction changed because of surrogacy? I don't want to get too politically.
Don't ask me because I'm like political, don't know a dang thing. Like I live in my little bubble,
For sure.
in my like little middle of nowhere situation.
I
My
get that.
husband's endured many rants for sure. I've always been just like, well, that doesn't make sense. We can't love who we love. Like that doesn't make sense that, you know,
Right.
somebody wants to tell somebody else to do this or that. And
Mhm. Yeah.
it's been hard navigating, being like, okay, I gotta focus on this instead of being angry at the rest of everything. Like I will do what I can in my power. But it's been hard. The last couple of years have been really hard. Especially this couple that I just matched with. Thankfully, their embryos are in another state, but let's just say they're from a state currently under some heat right now in the IVF. It's just really hard because they're experiencing like they have a bunch of friends who are in the IVF world who have their embryos in that state.
Wow.
And they're experiencing heartbreak after heartbreak after
Oh, I'm
heartbreak.
sure they
Yeah.
are.
That's what another thing I was gonna say. I think it depends on what state you live in to really
Yeah.
kind of
Be
Mhm.
super impacted.
yeah. So
Yeah.
But bottom line, I mean, it's a woman's right to choose. I'm all about that. And I don't want some judicial legislative group deciding what I can do and cannot do to either grow my family or save my life or do something to an embryo that's possibly inside of me to not have a child to come into this world with pain and suffering. Like that's a individual choice. It's not for somebody else to make. So those views, when you ask the question, have those views changed? No, my views are still the same. It's the world around us that keeps changing the laws and going
Not for
back
the
to like
better either.
1800 18th century. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like in Arizona. And you're what, huh? So it's my views haven't changed. I still believe.
Devastating. It is
Right.
absolutely devastating.
Yeah. But that they think that they get to decide and make the rules is just, but it's just going to keep taking us speaking up in the whole, all communities, not just surrogate communities, speaking up and calling legislators and emailing them. And it's just, it's a shame that it has to happen, but it does.
And like, this has had like, because everything's, what was it? Roe v. Wade was in the Constitution for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. So like the world had to change. Women had to do something to get to that point, to fight for that.
Yeah.
So it's like, we can do it again.
Yes.
We've come a long way. We know more.
Yeah.
Like we can do it again.
Yeah.
No, but it's unfortunate that we then have to fight the battles that the women who already came before us fought. Like that's what the infuriating part, because it's like, okay, we're going backwards. Like, and it's, yeah, it's just
defeating sometimes. It's you feel it just, I don't know.
But then I also, I am in a relationship with, I'm not trying to go crazy political right now, but like it also like hits me in a different way, because it's like I feel stupid. At times I feel stupid for complaining about it, only because it's like, oh my gosh, because my partner is an African American man and he's like, hun, like welcome. Like this is the battle that we are constantly fighting all the time. We've been fighting it for years and years, and it's like, oh, like this is to not be heard or to be overshadowed by something that's just such false statements. Now it's affecting a different part of the community, and I think that that's what sucks, is that if it's not affecting you, no matter what it is, a situation, if the situation's not affecting you directly, you don't see it as prominent as those in that community. And so it's
because it's not affecting you, right? Once it hits home, it becomes a little bit of a different story, but half the population is female. That's they took away something very, very sacred when they shot that down, or took that away. I don't know.
Just a lot.
You could have been focused on
the blood
bigger
boiling
things other than that. Like they've poured so much time, energy, money, resources. For what purpose?
Exactly. Because it's to shrink.
It doesn't add up.
It doesn't make sense when there's so many other things going on.
Yeah.
There could have been so much more, so many more things solved.
Totally.
All this time and money spent doing this. Why?
And now we're wasting time banning TikTok. Like, what?
We're wasting our time on the wrong things. For sure. I don't get
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah. It's because TikTok's so big and people use it so much, and somebody just wants to have control over all of it.
That's the thing, though. People want the things that people are changing are the things that people want to have control over, and it doesn't make sense. These things to have control over make no sense. Like, pick wiser things to change. For sure. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Is there anything else? I mean, we kind of talked
what was the
about
other thing that you said? You said to talk about. You said emotional, and what was the other one?
It was emotional, but with mental. I kind of guess we touched on that.
Yeah. No, but there's another one. I can't remember. My brain's telling you.
I'm not even pregnant.
Caitlin, is your husband on board with surrogacy? Has he been from day one?
Oh, absolutely. My husband's been on board with me since day one.
I love it.
Anything I want to do, anything I want to be, any way I want. He is my biggest cheerleader.
That's awesome.
I couldn't ask for anything better. He's never asked me to be less or do less or made me feel like I need to be less. He's a good one. I thoroughly enjoy having him as a partner.
I do. I enjoy hearing that husbands and significant others and boyfriends, that they're all on board, like in you guys's age group.
Yeah.
Right? Because back then, like,
you make it sound like dad was like so against everything.
No. It wasn't that he was against everything. It was just
hold on, just real quick. I just want to put this forward. My father, the great man that he is, has been through 6 surrogacies, one of them being triplets. He deserves a medal because none of these babies
birth of his own children and grandchildren.
Yeah, that's true.
He's been through a lot of pregnancies.
Yeah, a ton.
Yeah.
But
right.
he's been there for yours too,
Mhm.
Kennedy. So
No,
even
I know
more.
that's what I'm saying. He
That's
was
what
there
she's
for my
saying.
mom's 3. So in all, my dad has endured my
8.
pregnancy, like with my mom, and then 3 more that my mom did, and then my pregnancy with my son, and then 3 more that I did.
So
like
8.
it's-
So
yeah.
8. Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah.
9.
yeah.
Well, no, she won't be living with us.
I won't live with them.
She won't be
so-
living with us for that one.
Yeah.
But he will still be there as a support person.
Because fun fact, after she did the first one, he and I had a discussion and said she will never do another one while living in this house. And what happened? She
I
did 2 more.
And now I'm sitting in my house. So
That's right. It had a purpose, huh? We saw the light. We were like, okay, this is
like maybe we can do this and she'll get out. I'm just
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, we were when she told us the plan, we were like, okay, yes, that makes perfect sense. Yes, let's continue on. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
But no, but dad was a great guy.
He was. But I think what my point I'm trying to make is I was so adamant that I was doing this. I was doing it whether you were coming with me or not.
Mhm.
Being my
That's
husband.
very true.
Yep.
And in these instances, and a lot of the people that we talk to, they're already on board. Like they're already on board when you all mention it. Like they know about it. Back then it was not known about. So I think that's what I'm trying to.
For sure.
I think he thought I just pulled it out of the ground and went, what are you talking about? You can, that doesn't
we're about
happen.
to have babies for other people. Let's
Right.
go.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. Are you
Yeah.
serious? Yeah. Yeah. So that just goes to show the education and the
Mhm.
and how these men were raised too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
For sure.
I know. When we do our match meeting, the match coordinator will ask, because my husband will be on the match call. She'll be like, "Hey, like, what do you think about it?" Because they want to know, like, what do you think? And I love listening to him talk about it.
Aw.
It's really nice, and I just want to hear more.
Oh,
Aw.
I do. I like hearing the guy's side of it because I don't think our partners get enough credit.
Mm-mm.
Like
No, especially in those
at
first 4
all.
weeks.
Yeah. Because
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of the times the partners are the ones who are giving the injections. Like sometimes. Like I don't know how that worked for you, Caitlin. Did your partner give you injections?
Oh no. I did it.
Oh no, you did it. You did it yourself?
Yeah, all of them.
I want to be amazing. I know you did it yourself, Ellen.
I had
do
my
it.
coordinator. She was
Rachel does
FaceTiming
it.
me at 11 p.m. and I was like, "Girl, we're gonna do it. Hype me up." And she just walked around with me like I was on FaceTime with my little ice pack on my hip. I'm like, "All right, we're gonna do it," and I did it. And so yeah, I haven't had to do the stomach shots though, and I'm actually more afraid of those than the progesterone
Really?
shots.
Okay, see, I
Girl,
feel
the Lupron was nothing.
I feel like I could do the loop around because you can you don't have to like you don't have to twist and shout for like to go to the back, and like the front you can squeeze your belly fat and just be
They're
like, oh, I
tinier
don't.
needles.
Those needles,
If
are
you
so
got belly
tiny, they
fat,
look like they could just snap. It freaks me out. But yeah, I could just do the progesterone.
big needles.
like at least the Lupron, if it snapped off, it's like hella tiny. Progesterone, that go all the way to your muscle. If that snapped off, how you
But
gonna
that
get out
one's
the book?
That one's thicker
Snap
isn't it, than Lupron.
Ugh.
Rachel, you're
Fear
creating
fear
these
unlocked.
fears. Yes, you're
Girl,
creating
I
new
did. I had
fears.
that fear. I had that fear
Oh, I
one
thought you
time.
were about to say it happened
My
to you.
hand
I
was shaking when I was giving my shot. I was like, this sucker about to pop off and go straight into my butt and it's gonna be stuck in there. And I was like freaking out.
That didn't happen. I was
Freaking
like,
out.
okay. But I handle like in stressful situations, I just don't think I just do. Like when I react to things,
Right.
I react different. I don't panic. I don't freak out. And so I wasn't getting that like that nervous fear. I'm like, it's happening no matter what. So I'm gonna do it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But I think now that I'm pregnant, it's harder for me to do it because I'm running out of breath more. So I'm like, especially on my
pushing.
right side,
Yeah.
because I'm left-handed. So my right side
Oh, yeah. It's like
and my right
unnatural
side, I
to
can't
get
reach
back
as far as my left side
there. Yeah.
because my girls are in the way and my belly in the way. So everything just in the way. And so
Preach.
my right side be a struggle. It'd be a hot mess. But like Caitlin was saying, like with the shots, like people are like, you don't even hesitate. I was like, yeah, because if I hesitate, then I'm not gonna do it. So I just
Right.
gotta be fast with
If I
it.
don't do it,
and
we
just-
have a problem.
I just gotta be fast with it, and we're golden. You know what I
It's
mean?
worse
But
if
if
you
you don't have a
hesitate.
choice, I have to do it.
It's worse.
So,
Yeah,
slower.
it's worse. It's worse if you like hesitate, think
It is.
about it, and all that stuff. I'm
and I
like,
think that's why I don't have my husband do it, because I know he would hesitate and I know it would hurt.
Oh,
I had my
I don't
husband
think
do
he
it the
would
first
stick
time.
and do it. He would be like, oh, are you okay? And so
He
See,
wanted no,
that's-
my husband wanted to try to do mine, and then he left it in there. I even have a video of him pointing at it and thinking he's funny. And I was like, Heffa, put
oh,
my dang freaking
Oh
he
my
left
gosh.
it in there.
yeah. He was like,
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. See, that's
I
my
can't with
fear.
him.
I'm afraid that because like I can't do it. I've already like tried to talk myself into like the possibility of having to do it to myself, and I
Oh.
just can't. Like, it's a needle. And even when I go get blood work done, I always tell them, I'm like, don't be offended, I can't look at you. And I'll just look at my phone the whole time.
yeah, I
just
never
can't.
look.
I can't do it. So I don't know how you guys can look at like you doing it yourself, because like there's a needle there and like it's
I
no
have to
different.
look. That's the thing. That's the thing.
I
that
know you
struggles.
have to look, and I can't
But-
look.
I
So
don't
I'm
look
like,
at my blood getting drawn. I can't
oh my
do
gosh, I
I
can't.
have to look at that too.
Oh,
Oh,
me too.
heck no.
that. Yeah.
Heck no. Heck
Like, how
no.
many vials are you getting? How fast is it coming out? Yeah, yeah.
When I
get it.
start
You're
to
a
like
nurse. You're
do the plunger, then I'll kind of like breathe and like close my eyes and work through it a little bit. But
Yeah, no, needles don't bug me.
Yeah, I know you're.
and I'm like having a little amnesia of how it is, because I'm panicking currently thinking about having to do it again.
Oh my god.
But I know that when I get to it, I'll be able to do it just fine. But
You know, there's
As for
Panicking
the
up.
22, I think it's a 22. As for the 22, you don't feel as much. Is it the 22? Am I tripping? No.
I'm totally
The bigger the number, the
threw
smaller
it-
the needle, right?
Correct.
yeah.
As for the 23, as for 23,
Okay.
23 needle. I'm telling you, you don't feel it.
You could ask
Yeah,
for
well,
a
they gave me
different
two.
I iced it so bad. I numbed it. Like I couldn't feel a thing.
I don't numb
used
it.
a little numbing cream, and then I iced over the numb, and you can't even feel it going.
Never numbed you, Kennedy. Ever.
I
no,
never numbed
she
mine.
just shot me. She was like, boom.
And
And I had to
you
be
know,
really
there's-
nice because
Once,
like
but no, thank you.
I will say the downfall of having somebody else do your shots is that like you can't piss them off like that night. Like, cause if like, you know what I mean? Like, 'cause, like then it's like, ah, crap, I gotta ask a favor from you. Like,
Oh my
like,
God.
like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
You're like, you can't go anywhere. You gotta stay at least until it.
yeah.
Understand? And then you can leave out.
There's companies that actually come out and give you your shots.
You know, I just found that out.
Yes, there are.
Somebody
That's
was
a
like
game
talking about it
changer.
online, and I was like, I did more, and I don't know a company that does it, but like some.
It's more common in Northern California right now than Southern
You're
California.
kidding? Because yeah, there was an intended parent a while back. I was on a call, a support call, and there was an intended parent that accidentally joined the surrogate group, and she was saying how she sent somebody every day to go
Yeah.
give her surrogate shots, and I was like, where does this exist?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It is
HG
expensive,
clinic,
but
sending
it
somebody to
exists.
the shots. for
Yeah.
you.
Like, do they really come at like 10 o'clock at night or something?
They
Like
come.
that to me is just like mind blowing. Like,
Yeah, throw it in your contract, girl.
Yeah.
oh, dreams.
Somebody's got to be around you that does it. Somebody.
Right? In California. I mean, I'm in California. If it's Northern California, I'm just right below it.
That's what I've seen.
I've
them,
heard
but
of
I'm sure
people
it's
going
real.
to their fertility clinics every day except for the weekend and getting it done.
Wow.
Yeah, that happens too.
Yeah, people will do that. They'll go to their whatever fertility clinic
But that's a
if their
drive.
fertility clinic allows it,
Yeah.
and they'll have them do the shots for them.
That's a
Wild.
long drive for me. That's like an
Right?
hour out.
Oh,
That-
One way.
Yeah.
I would probably be ended up going to LA, which is like 2 hours away. So I'm just
Get
like,
over
oh,
the fear.
what?
You could stop
You
here.
got
and
it.
have
Minutes
them.
away, easy.
I know,
Like,
just at your house.
You see
Oh,
me
it's
doing my shots, you can do it.
They're not hard, Kennedy. Come on.
Yeah,
I think it's
We're
the
not today.
initial feeling of it at first. Like you got to
Yes.
get over that, and that's what got me. Because I'm like, I don't know how this feel. Like, what the hell going?
I don't think
you
the
know,
feeling. It's definitely more so the mind tricking
Mm.
me out than like the
Mm.
actual action itself. Like, cause like pain is pain. Like whatever. I always say like pain is momentary. It'll pass. But like,
Okay.
it's just so. It's more so like my mind being like, yeah, right. Get real. You can't even watch your blood be drawn. Like, not gonna happen.
You saw
I-
my first video. I had
I
to
know.
call
I remember
Hubby.
when you did it.
I had to FaceTime him and listen to his voice so I can stab myself because he was at work, and I was just like,
Aw.
but his voice was very soothing to me, and it really helped me like
Calm
I just
down.
gotta do it. Like, I got to do it. Like,
Yeah.
so
I used to take a piece of Dove chocolate and I would get a piece every single night and every shot, even if it was morning shots. And I would put and I would suck on it. I wouldn't chew it. I would suck on it. And by the time the shot was done, I still had chocolate in my mouth. So it was more like I was trying to trick myself to say, oh, this is a pleasurable thing. It really wasn't. But I focused on the sucking of the chocolate more than giving myself, because I gave them all to myself. I didn't have anybody do them way back when. And they were probably bigger needles, I'm sure.
but connecting this back to the topic, that's another thing that's emotional, like
Yeah.
going
sure.
through, because the shots, like towards the end, I'm getting towards the end, like I still got like 20 something to do.
It gets
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah, it don't get easier.
No.
It
You
gets,
know what
I
I
feel like
mean?
it gets harder. Like you get bruised more. It's
Uh-huh.
harder to get the
And the
knots.
scar
Mhm.
tissue that forms.
Yep.
And then you have to be
Mhm.
careful not to
I didn't
swallow.
have that. Like I was able to get in different spots, redraw my circles so that I knew where to go. And
My bruises help me with that. At least I know, like around my bruise area.
Funny.
sometimes you
But-
hype yourself up too. I think you might edit this out. I don't know. But one time when I was getting ready for my transfer, the night before, I was so nervous and I was in the hotel and I didn't have my usual numbing stuff. And I was like, I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad bitch. I can do this. And I didn't know I said it until I did it. And then my husband's laughing and I'm like, what? He's like, do you know what you just said out loud?
That's cute.
I
Yeah,
say
like
that
no
when
one
I
trying
have
to get
to
in the zone.
I say all that when I have to like kill like animals in my house, like spiders and like get
Mhm.
lizards out and stuff like that.
Oh, my son does that for me now. He just scoops them up and throws them outside. I'm like,
Oh gosh, no, I have to pick myself up.
Not my kiddos. They're like, we're gonna make it a pet. My daughter was
Oh.
trying to grab bees and wasps yesterday. I was like, please do not grab that thing. Like,
Ooh.
Yikes.
yeah. But
Yikes.
that's another thing too. Also, when the meds hit you, it's also like emotional roller coaster for you and your partner too. Like
For
you don't
sure.
know how the meds will affect you. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Even IVF pregnancy itself is emotional thing, because like people are like, oh, I have, the best pregnancies. I was like, yeah, I try to go to IVF pregnancy and
Right.
then come
Right.
back to me. You know, like
Yeah.
they're totally different. And you don't ever compare.
They
Mm-mm.
are.
As
I
we
was
know.
never sick with my son. I was never sick. And each surrogate pregnancy, I wouldn't say I was sick, but you could definitely catch me eating like club crackers and like ginger ale a lot. Like it
Yeah.
and like it was like a telltale. Like if nobody knew that I was pregnant, it was pretty easy to figure it out. Like because something about all those hormones, like the estrogen, it's just
Overload.
makes you feel just like ugh. And I just
Yeah.
ugh.
When I have
That's
to redo my
stressful.
patches, I feel like that's like a
You
a
have a
pretty
lot.
bad day for me. I have
What-
4, man. People
what's
out here talking about, oh, I only got 2 patches. What the hell? I want 2 patches. I have 4.
So when I saw like all of yours, I'm like, what is happening? But mine were like little square, and I was like, that's a lot of patches.
Yeah,
I've
mine's are
never
big
had
old circles.
patches. I envy you guys.
But she's
See,
still
and
doing
that's another
shots.
thing. Meds are
Easy.
always different.
Put in your little
Progesterone.
patch, slapped it on, took a couple pills, easy peasy.
But if your estrogen is your patches, but your progesterone were your shots, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was also taking estradiol too. I don't know about you.
Oh,
Rachel.
okay. Wow, you were doing
Oh.
both?
Yeah, I just
I
need
think
to go off.
I think my patches are estradiol. Don't quote me. I could be
Is
wrong.
Yeah.
Could be
Potato, it's
But
estrogen.
It's
yeah, but my first journey, I did patches and then just a little Lupron shot and then suppositories. So I'm just like,
Wow.
this
No
journey is like
progesterone?
completely different
crazy.
than the first one. You
Are you
know,
at a different
so
fertility clinic? Yeah, you're at a different fertility
yeah,
clinic.
I was in there was one out in Florida, in Miami.
Ah.
And then did they
So-
follow like the same protocol? Do they even care about your first one? How your first
No.
one went? The protocol?
Yeah, so I was just like, because now I'm on shots and patches and not on Lupron. I had Lupron my first journey.
Yeah.
So, but people are saying that birth control is like Lupron. So it's
Right.
like, why do
Yes.
both?
Why do
They
this?
didn't put me on
So-
birth control for my first one, and everybody's like, "What?" Yeah, I wasn't on like any birth control pills or anything.
See,
And
that's
then
why when people ask me what kind of meds, I'm like, go with your damn clinic, because I don't freaking know. Because they all
Yeah.
be doing everything. Everyone
Yeah,
be doing
everybody's
something
different.
different.
they're all wildly different. The only thing I was like, I would really like it to be similar because this was perfect. I didn't have the suppositories. I didn't have the Lupron. Like this was good. I had pills, patches, PIO. We're good to go.
Wow.
And then once you get like more into your journeys, like I remember like my third journey, and it was like the protocol was completely different. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, is it gonna take like it, like you start to get in your mind, like this is like another emotional thing. Like you start to get in your mind and you're like, wait, hold on. I'm becoming superstitious. Like it worked
Right.
the past two
First time.
times.
Right.
I'm trying to think
I
about
was-
what I did the first
Yeah,
time.
because I mean the first two times I was with HRC fertility. So like it was the same it was different. It was different like clinics. They were put in different locations,
Yeah.
but it was
Awesome.
still the same thing. And so then I'm like,
Protocol,
wait,
yeah.
hold on. Are you sure you know what you're doing? Because like the past two times it worked. Like maybe we should just like take protocol from like the past. But everybody's different, and like it works in different ways. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
I feel like they would want to at least take into consideration your past protocol if it worked the first time. But I
No,
guess
because every clinic and every doctor
Every
is like,
doctor.
my magical
Yep.
potion works.
Yep.
The only way to go.
Yeah.
I do
Well-
know of one girl though where she had done it like 2 or 3 times their way, and then they're like, okay, we're just gonna go back to your old way. Like we'll get the clinic that you were with last time and we'll try it your way. And I believe it ended up taking. I might be wrong on that, but
I
they
feel like this was a recent, within the last 6 months podcast.
I think so, yeah.
That's
Man,
another thing.
I
this
feel
whole
awful. I
journey-
can't keep up with our own podcast. I'm like, I
It's a lot-
remember
it's a big
stories.
community. That's not a bad problem.
I know.
Yeah.
A lot of people have a lot of good stuff to say about surrogacy, and
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
But even in like, I feel like when a transfer doesn't work, because my first one didn't work. So that one kind of hit me. And then I posted that video about the emotions hitting me really hard about going into my second transfer. And I'm like, it made me think about all those, everyone that has to go through that multiple times. Like, it's like, and I'm like, it only hit me, like it hit me out of nowhere, but it really like made me feel for all those people that are struggling. Like,
Yeah.
they have to go through this like years and years of feeling this way. And I'm like, these people are so strong to keep on pushing. You know what I mean? Like,
For sure.
And your
Yeah,
whole
it's
life revolves
resilient.
around IVF. It's just you're tied to a calendar. Like, okay,
Yeah.
so, okay, I have to be here to get an ultrasound. I can't go away because I have to go here to get
Yep.
blood work, and I have to do this. So it's all tied. And granted, for just a surrogate journey, if you're just transferring once and getting pregnant, it doesn't seem like a lot. But to your point, Rachel, people who are doing this year after year after year and not being successful, can you imagine the mental anguish they're going through? Like I never had to experience it. So I try to feel for them. I really do. But I think my way of coping was, okay, I'm going to have babies for some of these people that have issues that can't. have
Mhm.
babies.
yeah. And it's like when you haven't had a transfer that hasn't
Right.
stuck, then you're kind of just like, oh, it's going to work the first time for me. Like, you know what I mean? But then it's like when you finally have that one time and you're like, well, that was the eye opener right there. You know what I mean? So, and it just,
And you doubt yourself. You go, why didn't it take? How come it didn't transfer? Why wasn't it successful? That's and then you do get pregnant, because I got pregnant with twins and they stopped growing at 9 weeks and I had to have a DNC. That blows your mind. You're like, what? We just went through all this. We were good, and now what? And then
Mhm.
those who are having later
Oh my
pregnancy
gosh.
losses, I can't even imagine. Like,
no.
a
And it's
lot.
like, I feel like when you're a surrogate, it's like you go through everything once. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
you don't really think about all of this. You don't really think about all this stuff like when you were pregnant with your own. Like,
Right.
you don't think about miscarriage, and you don't think about like, certain things like that. And then it's like, you're going through surrogacy, and then like they tell you all of these things. You could lose this, you could lose your uterus, you could lose your ovaries, and all this stuff. And you're like, well, damn, what the hell?
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah.
so
And yet
it's
you're
just
still
like,
all doing it. So more
Yeah.
power to you. More power to you.
yeah.
Didn't scare you yet, did it? Good.
Nope. Still
Good.
out here.
Doing the thing.
Oh,
Well, my goodness, I think we covered a lot.
I
Thank
know,
you,
we did.
ladies.
Oh, yeah.
I know, going everywhere,
It's all right.
which direction.
We're just gonna
Those
need to
are the
have to
fun
call
ones.
to chat with each other. This was fun.
you need to
Oh,
bring back
this
your freaking support calls.
Girl, when I have
Just
more
saying.
time, I
Just saying.
swear.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hurry
I'm like-
the hell up.
Rachel, we should just make some.
Be like, we're stepping in. for Kennedy at the moment.
Oh my God.
We're gonna need to put like a little committee together, little Stop.Sit.Surrogate committee.
It's been crazy, but I mean, we hope to, I think we were talking about it. We hope to bring it back in the summertime when we've kind of caught back up on life. It's just crazy.
Yeah. But summer is just like everyone's gonna be so busy going places, traveling.
Uh-huh.
I know. So
all the
I'm like,
things.
maybe the new year, like maybe like
Fall.
September.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
August.
August. There you go. August. The kids go back to school in
Kids go back
August.
to school.
We could do
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody enjoy your summers.
We
Yeah.
could try.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
But shoot, I might just even go live and talk because I'm like, I like talking to people.
Do it,
You
girl.
should. That would
You
be
should.
fun.
Yeah.
We should
Do it,
go.
girl.
Rachel, what happened to our TikToks?
Girl, TikTok about to get banned anyway, so we might as well move it over
I
to
know.
IG.
Yeah. Oh, we should. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I don't
That'd be
mind.
easier. That'd be easier. I could get my mom to join that way too, because she doesn't know how to work TikTok. And
I know how to work.
That's
TikTok.
okay. I'm not a TikTok girl. It's okay. I
yeah,
love
that's okay. I know. I had to give my dad a lesson on TikTok, which was so sweet. I don't know if he's figured it out yet, but
it.
happy to
And
help.
I'm just now getting TikTok, and now I'm like, I think TikTok made me want to post more, so that's why I have more now on my IG than I do
I feel that.
than I've had like my first journey.
Mhm.
So, but I've also learned a lot, so I'm like, I want to share it and
Mhm.
Yeah,
build the community.
Yes.
You
Oh, you're doing a
Yep.
good job.
you
know,
are.
so
You are.
and learn all the things and let people know that they're not alone.
Right.
Yes.
That's the big one. Don't.
And that's
you're
another
not
thing.
alone.
If you feel like your shots, if you can't handle your shots, just talk to your clinic and see if they can change it up. Because my friend, she couldn't handle the shots anymore. Like it was getting bad for her. So they're like, okay, you can do your shot every third day and then do suppositories. So I'm like,
Yeah, they're not
Okay.
there's definitely some wiggle room. I used to think, yes, it had to be done at the same exact time every day or it's not gonna work. And the
no, you
clinic
got like an
said,
hour window.
yeah,
Hour
the
window.
clinic
depending.
gave me a couple hours. They're
You
like,
ask your clinic. We're saying ask your clinic. Talk to your
Right.
clinic.
yeah, they gave me like a couple hour window that I could do it in.
Nice.
This is great. And guess what? Everything worked. Everything went first
Perfect.
transfer, perfect, good.
Plus, with all them lumps in your butt, they could just suck it out of there.
Exactly.
Still sitting right there. Go ahead, grab it.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much, ladies. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it.
It was fun.
It was lovely
Mhm.
talking
I
to you
still want to
guys.
see that book. Your husband home yet?
Oh,
Oh, well, we're gonna do an unboxing video, and then it'll if it came how it needed to come, then it'll be
It
up
looks
before.
like that's an Amazon bag that you were holding up. So now I want to go look.
It
for
is.
It is.
It's purchasable on Amazon when we let it go live.
Oh,
Oh, it's not live. Damn.
I can change that date, but I there's a date out there to go because this is the
Oh, yeah.
proof. So
We're gonna if the
Gotcha.
proof is good, then we're gonna start announcing it next week.
right.
yay! Can't wait.
Oh,
More
you guys
things to
making me
look forward
wait
to.
so long.
Yeah, it's been like a year and a half.
It has. It's been a long time.
I'm
I
so
didn't
excited,
realize
though.
it would be so
Yeah,
long.
I feel like you used to drop hints about this every now and then it dropped off for a
we
while.
did.
Yeah, it definitely dropped off the face of the earth because we're just like, this is taking way
It
longer.
took so
We're
long.
like,
So
hopefully no
long.
one saw that.
And just
Yeah.
getting it up on Amazon was like hours.
It's hard.
Like, what the hell? And finally, on Saturday, I'm like, oh my God, I never got this far before. And
Yeah.
they're like, do you want us to send you a proof? I'm like, please.
Yeah.
So
It's
we'll
been a
see.
lot.
2-day shipping, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they are, so it's here.
It's weird. I know, because we're supposed to be here tomorrow and they're like, update, it's coming today. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
Great.
Love it.
Oh, so exciting. I can't wait, y'all.
Fingers crossed.
All right, ladies.
Have a lovely
Thank
evening,
you.
ladies.
Have a lovely evening.
You too. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, that was phenomenal. Thank you so much, ladies. We really appreciate it. And I know this is long, so we're going to wrap it up. But ladies, I don't know if this is the first podcast that, well, ladies and gentlemen, I guess, those who are looking for whatever, but this is, I don't know if this is the first podcast that we're like saying it on. I haven't even looked at the calendar, but we wrote a children's book, didn't we, Mom?
We did.
We wrote a children's book.
We wrote one.
And it's
so close to going live.
Well, it'll be live when this airs.
That's true. That's
Yes.
true.
Yes. So it is available for purchase on Amazon. We are also going to have it available for purchase on Etsy, but not really sure when that's going to happen. But there will be a link in the in the notes that you guys can go to and purchase it. It is for surrogate children. Really, that's who we made it for. It's a children's book, and it's called My Mom Has Superpowers, because us surrogates, we have those amazing superpowers.
Yep, we
don't
do.
We do.
We do.
Well, if anybody has any questions or stories that they would like to share, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at Stop.Surrogate.
It's been another edition of Friday Facts with Ellen and Kennedy on Stop.Sit.Surrogate. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.